Then I had to go and ask Allah, why Allah? Why couldn't you take a bum out here? Somebody, they ain't doing nothing. I mean, it's foolish for me to question the God like that. But we do foolish things, Job, questioned God in a foolish way, so I guess I can question him in a foolish way because I'm one of the fools that's trying to be made wise, So sometimes you do foolish things when you're a fool. Trying to become wise. And you should be humble enough to know that we are foolish and prone to do foolish things until we become baptized in the wisdom of God and become one with his wisdom and one with him. We are subject at any time to do a foolish thing. And every now and then, each of us will do something foolish that is just unbecoming a people of wisdom. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
Well, anyway, I was questioning him. Why you didn't take the bum over here? Look at this drunk. I was driving down the street crying. Hey, he ain't doing nothing. Why didn't you take him? We had to take Wally. I mean, he was one of my best helpers. Allah, I ain't got no help as it is. And he'll get me a good helper, and you gonna take him? Well, I'm fussing at the God. Say, listen to this fool. God talking. He don't know that I give him. I take what I give, and I can give him better. That bum out there that he wants me to kill in the place of this one may be better than the one I took. He's just in a state of a bum now, like he was. The preacher, the praying one that's praying to me and talking foolish. He wasn't nothing but a bum himself. But I shined him up. I can shine the bum up in the street and make him shine better than you who praying to me. But don't get beside yourself, fool. So I started to pray and ask the God. In fact, I was talking to Wali. I knew he couldn't hear me, but I was talking to him anyway. Wali, what happened, Wali? And like a voice came into my head. I didn't hear no voice now. I don't want you to go off thinking the minister hearing voices. But it's just like words come in your mind. I didn't hear any voice. And it was like Wali saying the answer is in my body. And the answer was indeed in his body. Because after 8 months, we found that there was something in his system that had no business in his system, since he was not suffering from the particular ailment that would cause him to need that kind of medication.
Yes,
that medication in and of itself is not harmful.
Yes, sir.
But if you mix it with coffee, it becomes deadly.
Yes, sir.
So he was a big coffee drinker. So somebody was feeding him this chemical in low doses and then building up to the day he died. He was murdered, in my judgment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By somebody close. Close enough to give him coffee. Now, why are you saying this, Brother Farrakhan? Because you trust too many people.
That's right.
And this is a day where you can't trust nobody but Allah. You want to be able to trust each other, but you can't even trust yourself because you're subject to turn devil overnight. So teaches the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So who can you trust? You got to put your trust in Allah, and you got to watch as well as pray. Now, a pathologist, I'm coming back to pathology, traces in the body of the deceased the thing that caused death. And after they do their analysis, they can tell you what you took that caused your demise. Well, can we do the same thing spiritually?
Yes, sir.
If Brother Farrakhan died in faith, what caused his death? And if what caused his death, we can see the ingredients that went to make him fall, perhaps we can keep others from falling. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, my life is a very public life. My mistakes are public, and my success is public. You are public too, but you don't have to be as public as I am. So when I speak of my shortcomings, I do it to remind you that I am not an object of worship. I do it to remind myself that I fell once. And if I'm not careful and keep my hand in the hand of Master Farad Muhammad and his servant, I could fall again. But I'm being held by a powerful God who is controlling and fixing me so that I can't move too far to the right or to the left. I'm so glad that I'm a fixed star. You know what I mean? I'm not. You know, the Christians talk about fix me, Lord. Fix me. Because they want God to fix it so that nobody can unfix what God fixes. But when you're in that twixt and tween, you got free will and free reign. You can be fixed this minute and unfixed the next. So don't get too carried away with yourself or your so-called position or your so-called righteousness or your great faith. Because you and I can turn hypocrite overnight. So that's why Jesus said you must watch as well as pray. The apostles of God said try the spirits to see whether the spirit is of God, because many people are going to come in his name. But how are you going to know who's true and who's false unless you know how to try the spirit of a person? Oh, you better listen. Now, I'm going as a pathologist now. I know I can't do this well. I'm analyzing my own death for you, so that you will live and not die, so that your faith will not falter and weaken in the days of trial that we have now entered into. And I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. Now, in the analysis of my own fall, I remind myself of all of us as black people. You see, we've never been too much of anything. You never had people to listen to you before you came to the nation. Come on. How many people did you have saying yes sir and no sir, yes ma'am and no ma'am to you? Come on. Nobody. The dog sometimes wouldn't even wag his tail at you. He may lift his leg thinking you were a fire hydrant or something. So here all of a sudden now you're in the nation. And you're in a position of authority to order people. That's stuff that make you drunk. Don't you think so? Some of us are already drunk. And don't even recognize that we're staggering.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.